Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's go. Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's get that music back up and running. I live on music, man. That beat, that energy. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Bitcoin, 118,000. Doing nice. Looks like it did a double bottom here. Higher low off 117.8. Beautiful move to the upside for Bitcoin. On this fifth, oh, look at this, a 5-minute flag that it's made here. And it's getting tighter and tighter in this consolidation. I was looking for a right shoulder here. We kind of made it, started to pump, dip down, right? I wasn't trading Bitcoin. I was trading Ethereum. And today's the day where I go over my weekly screen share. I'm a big render guy. I have another bag of render somewhere. I'm a big SWE guy. I like AOIZ. I like Sol. I have way more Sol. I like Ponky. I got ETH, USDC, and that's just a small little portfolio there. But, you know, hey, if you had 165 grand, right? And then I'm always going for that one BTC. You know, the goal is to always go for one Bitcoin. And each portfolio should be chasing a Bitcoin, right? So this is the weekly screen share. Every weekly screen share, I'm nice enough to show my portfolio to my students and everybody and kind of talk about what's going on. I don't ask about your portfolio. We don't go over your portfolio. That's not what we do. But I just show you what I'm doing, how I'm managing my life. As the money gets larger and larger. And if you've been watching me, you've been watching me start to manage more and more and more as my life progresses. And that's you're on that kind of journey. And together we progress, right? And we don't live in fear. I continue to spread the knowledge and we have fun. So that's what this weekly screen share is about. So every single week on Thursday nights regularly, but in the summertime I switch it because Thursday night's a pretty good night, hang out with the kids and do stuff. And so I switch it to Sunday morning. So if you're here, you're hanging out, God wanted you to be here, and you're right in the right place. You care as much about your financial future as I do, and not many people do. You know, I'm setting myself up to be a billionaire. I'm going after $1 billion and more, and at that point, it won't even be that much as much as they're going to print in the next 40 years. Think about it. So, get ready, baby. Get ready. So, Bitcoin in a flag, likely to continue to go sideways, and I see possible upward price action maybe into tonight. We're going to look at the bigger picture for BTC. I'm going to show you 4 or 5 altcoins that are hot. And then I'm going to jump out of here for the day. I have guests and people staying with me. And one of my friends I haven't seen in 4 years, really, like hung out in 4 years. So I don't want to be, he's like, damn, you worked the whole time I was here. It's crazy, right? So he's like, and you work tonight? He's like, we were out today. He's like, and you're going to go, you do a show tonight too? He's like, damn. I was like, it never ends. So will you still be streaming when you're a billionaire? How can you know? How much? Maybe I already am. Sunday's my day to relax and watch. In my mind, I already am a billionaire. Honestly, because before I was a millionaire, I believed I was. And I became a millionaire. So I believe I'm already a billionaire. Like I already am, man. Like in all realities, it already happened. That's it. I already became a billionaire. Like I already know. I already thank the universe for it. I already said thank you. It already happened. The law of detachment. I don't even need to think about it anymore. It already did its thing. You know? Let's talk about the Ethereum trade that we opened up yesterday for free. Completely free, right? Didn't even ask you for a dime. Up 21%. I'm banging on them with a beautiful $500 in the morning. Gotta love it. Ethereum breaking out too of this trend line. Shoulder, head, right shoulder action. And this could be the beginning of a massive move to 46.59. So I'm riding. And maybe you are too. Let's do this together and ride ETH to Valhalla, baby. All the way to 46.59. And that's my plan. And this candle's really getting above this high. I mean, we're on our way, baby. All-time high for the cycle. Cast with smart contracts. The data is set. Load up on Nacho for number one. We all bought Nacho at the very beginning when it first came out. We got our allocations to our cast wares. And I've got it. So, hey, I got to do Nacho at the very beginning. Let's see if it can make us some gains. Say and Aptos will fire off next, man. Say is my baby. AERO drone, the next also to boom. I like this entry on AERO. About to explode to the upside for gains. Gains, baby, gains. He was mad on gains, I tell you. Look at this. I always like to show you the pictures here. They're so cool that I get on my Microsoft computer. On a mini, too. Yeah, man. Bang. But anyway, I wanted to show you something, but I basically, hold on. Something happened there. Oh, wait. No, it wasn't that. Hold on. Caps lock, num lock. Who knows? Shift. One last try here, and then I gotta bounce. Bang. All right, I'll figure it out later. I, opened my MetaMask, rebuilt it, and then somehow have botched the password. But that's okay. I have the password for my MetaMask on the computer. It's okay. But dang, what's going on? And I know that my C phrase works, so it's fine. But dang, sorry about that, everyone. I wanted to show you token metrics, but I'll do it from my other computer, and I'll post it to the trading group, so you guys will get the token metrics updates, but it will be private. It'll only be kind of posted to the people in the group, which is kind of good. It's kind of how it should be every time, too. So what did I do this week? What was the bigger move? I'll also share that privately to the group, but they basically know. But I'll let everybody. But I bought a lot of one coin. Like a big amount, 50 grand of a coin, and my whole group knows what coin it is, and we'll talk about it at the time. So, but bang, I like what SEI is doing. This thing looks like it's about to explode to the upside too as well. So, I have a beautiful position in SEI. I like where SEI could be going. Let's take a look at SWE. And there was that dip was really that time. I felt like it was that scary last dip. And I'm talking about SWE on its way to, $9.31. It is what it is. So, SWE, baby, to the upside. And it's at 437. It's ripping. Very close. Not too far from its all-time high when you think about how much movement it needs. And that's a cup and handle with the measured move to 540, 550. Then we'll have some pullback, some consolidation. But then this thing is it's poised for growth. It's got speed. It's got a great ecosystem. You can sit there and buy 100 alts. Try to turn 10 grand into mil, or you could just basically work your butt off, save 100 grand, and then slap it into, for me, I'd slap it into SWE and 10x it to a mil. There's 100 ways to become a millionaire, and hard work can always be part of it. Shout out to everybody here. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say you should be taken as financial advice, all right? Please do your own due diligence and, do your own research before getting into any coin, token, or trade. Let's take a look at CASPA. Let's see what's happening to our baby CASPA. We've been in CASPA for 2 years now, right? Since below a penny. And it's been a long, long road. I put out this flag for CASPA, looked like it was going to break out. You can see it's a bull flag. A lot of coins were in this bull flag on the 4-hour time frame. After their massive pump, I said they'd come back to their 21s, and they did. CASPA, look at that beautiful, giant cup and handle to the upside that could do some serious damage here. CASPA. Target for CASPA 14. So I like what I'm seeing here for CASPA. There's a lot of opportunity out here. Pay attention. CASPA has already broken out. If you're looking for price action, I always wait for the 21 to come back. So it might pump up, but eventually it'll flag out with that 21. You pick your time frame, you pick your discipline, you get it in. You know, that's it. There's no other way around it. And you will do it. You will do it. See if there's anything crazy happening on the forefront. Just, you know, as far as news coming up for tomorrow, we'll look at Forex Factory. Nice little pump for the morning in the last 24 hours. Almost every coin getting some love. Penguin Bach were hot, so they got a little bit of a pullback. Could you look at Staffy? FIS, thank you. Yeah, SWE up there, ENA up there, Fat Coin holding it down. SEI, Pepe, you name it, a little bit of greenery around the hedges here. Let's take a look at FIS, USDT, Staffy on MEXC. So this thing got pretty nice. It consolidated, pumped, came back down. I'd have to see it on the daily. On the daily, it did its thing. You know, it always, the first pump is the pump to the 200 moving average. I've seen it many, many times. Almost need to look at this on the 12, the 8-hour. So yeah, now it's back above the 200 on the 8-hour time frame. I would be moving this around. You know, I'd be putting my support and resistance. And you know, it's doing one or two things. I don't know what it's going to do, but this is the Twisted Sister. It comes back down viciously to the 21, or it does bounce, create a bullish pattern. Either way, it looks bullish. You know, if that's a setup that I'd be waiting for, it's beginning the possibilities of the setup. One or two of these things looks nice to me for a continuation. If it closes a candle below that, something's happening. The project got drained, or, you know, they're in trouble. So you really don't want to see this ever below that 8-hour 200 moving average, which some people are calling the noodle. So be scared, be aware of people that are taking regular things they could just teach you and renaming them, okay? Sketchy business. So can you look at Staffy? Yeah. Virtuals, please. Morning Lifer. God bless Rave Song Records in the house. Next long entry on Crow. 21 pullback for the pump. Let's take a look at Crow and see what my man is talking about. Wow, Crow did damage out the flag like I spoke about. Look at that. It's crazy, right? It was in the broadened falling wedge, rising wedge, and it broke out of it amazingly well. Target there is 16.8. It seems like it's on its way. So Crow just doing damage. Let's take a look at the daily time frame for Crow. So it was in kind of a bit of a double bottom. Cup and handle, exploded out the cup and handle. It's exactly what it should be doing. 20 days of loveliness. Look at that, just booming to the upside. From the low at 8 all the way up to a high of about 14.9. Almost doubled up, and it will sooner than later. To me, I would be looking at the daily 21. That looks a little stressed. 4 hours on the 21, so you'd be looking for this to kind of consolidate. If it's super bullish, you're going to get a flag here, maybe even slightly uptrending. I do have vibes of a parabola here. You know, it seemed like there's going to be a kind of explosive move into the 20s. You know, another little flag and boom, right? So that looks bullish to me. I would like to see consolidation on the 4-hour time frame. But that's starting to look pretty nice to me here. First stop, 1822 on the target of that first measured move. Shout out to my peoples. Virtual. Let's take a look at Virtual and see what's happening in Virtual. Virtual is hot. I added it to the portfolio when we were kind of bearish there. I didn't have enough. I felt like it was a good time. Something that was, if it was hit off, had too big of an ecosystem, too much of a use case. And then if people were selling it off, it was just really due to fear and emotions, and it would create some type of good opportunity for me. So far, that could be paying off, right? We're going to look for Virtuals here. A little sketchy on that last sell-off. Really don't want to see it losing that daily 200 moving average. Like to see it turn this into some nice consolidation. Need a bounce here for Virtual. Otherwise, there could be some trouble in paradise. That's a vicious daily candle that we just had there. So let's see. It's fending off the bears for the last few days, but it really needs to move up. So we need some type of catalyst, some type of pump, something for virtual here to get that move back off the bottom of the channel. This thing continues to rock and roll down. I mean, it could somehow, it could be back at 96. So there's some bearishness here for virtual. But if in 5 days, the daily, in 5 days, 5 candles, because time doesn't matter to me. It's more about structure. So I'd say candles even, like 5 candles. Could be the minute, could be the daily. This wouldn't matter to me. Same time frame. Every time frame is exactly the same. But in 5 candles, we're tight inside the zone. We're good to go. And there's a good chance that, boom, this thing is on its way to $4. So, hey, I'm still in the long. I'm not selling that stuff. Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Lifer. God bless everybody here on the live. So I gave you a free trade on Ethereum yesterday. That was the one trade I made. I don't know. I think I made it. Pretty sure I made it live. It's up nicely right now, about $500, 21% gains for Ethereum. So God bless you. If you day traded it, that's for you right there. That's a gift. God bless anyone that learned the sauce, learned the education, and was able to take advantage of that move. And who knows where it could go? It could make us way more. We could get, you never know. I like Jupe at $1. When Jupe hits $1, the market is in a certain place. That's when I know coins. It's like my valuation of where we got to be. Jupe's got to hit $1. Jupe is awesome. I go and buy all my altcoins on Solana on Jupe. That's where I do it. It's just how I do, okay? I'm super loyal to them. That's where I swap. I swap on Jupe. Jitto also likes to move with the Solana ecosystem. I could see this thing kind of getting some gains as things heat up. Floki has been hot. Can it continue? Sky is connected to DeFi in a huge way. I see this coin continuing to make some serious gains. Let's take a look at Sky. I haven't looked at it enough as I should personally. It's on weeks too, which is nice. So Sky's just been on a tear from 4 or 5 cents all the way up to 10 cents. Look at that thing. Just absolutely ripping. Now you can see it seems to be breaking out, in my humble opinion, of a bit of a bull flag, somewhat of almost what was an ascending triangle maybe at times. But wow, like you could, that looks bullish to me. And this has a use case. I see this thing headed to 14. It is technically buying the breakout. It's a little hungry. It's not I'd like to be buying the bottom of the channel. And it is the daily time frame. We got a gap there for whatever reason on the API. I look at this on the exchange itself, but that looks like we could get a move today. Sky is on the radar for a possible pump. It broke out, and you're flagging outside the bigger breakout. Many times I've seen a pump come from that for Sky, so that's very interesting. That could do some damage. This thing's been hot. All right. XRP. So what's up with XRP? Well, we're just looking for this bounce back to the top of the channel. A nice big monster consolidation that's going to take, I'd say, a few weeks. And then somewhere in August, it says the 2nd to the 3rd. And maybe even all the way to the 5th. But somewhere by the 5th of August, looks like XRP is going to start a move and pump into the end of August. That's what August is going to be hot for whatever reason. That's what it says is going to happen. What a wake up on Sunday morning. Awesome morning to everybody. God bless everybody here on the live. All coin season, baby. And things are just ripping for us the way they should. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let me see if we can get into some hot, spicy, juicy news here. All right. Ethereum celebrates a decade of uninterrupted operation. Sailors smash buys 2.5 Bitcoin. White House Bitcoin and crypto bill, including Bitcoin strategic reserve. Fed rate cut decision. Billions in Bitcoin demand incoming. You know what I'm saying? Strategies, Bitcoin holdings, update expected soon. Crazy, man. Pudgy Penguins refutes OpenSea acquisition rumors, okay? U.S. Treasury now accepts Venmo and PayPal donations. Just want to see if there's anything. I thought I saw something about Arkansas. Oh no, Abraxas Capital faces significant. Okay, on crypto short positions. Why would you be shorting crypto? Fools, I tell you, fools. Anyway, XRP looking hot. I like what we're seeing for XRP. Shout out to my peoples. MAMO's been hot too. MAMO, baby, MAMO. MAMO's consolidating. Last time I looked at it, right, I wanted to see if it could, but MAMO is consolidating. And, no guarantees. High risk, high reward for coins like these, but that looks like a move could be coming to 31 cents. That's your measured move. My measured moves are spot on. People have seen them around the world. I don't even have to actually, this is like, if you don't know me, get to know me. I'm the crypto lifer. Ask around. Eventually in the crypto world, you'll find out who I am. Everybody dang well knows. MAMO. I'm the most infamous, famous guy. Yeah, funny. The most trillions the world has ever seen. Do you like Brett on the daily? I do like Brett on the daily. MAMO. And, MAMO could do some damage. I'll look at Brett on the daily. I don't know. But it probably looks good like some of these altcoins. I like Brett personally on the daily. Get it? Like, I like Brett on the daily. Meaning I haven't seen the chart. But on the daily, I like Brett. I own Brett. I don't drink coffee on the daily. I'm not one of those guys. I stay energetic without the coffee. I wake up ready to go like this My mom was energetic. My mom had a good mood. She taught me that life is how you make it. And you might as well wake up in a good mood. My mom had James Taylor playing, bacon cooking when I was a kid. I don't eat bacon anymore, but when I was a kid. And the sun was shining in. And man, I'd wake up and, good morning, Mom. And life was just, life was beautiful, man. Could we all go back to those days, 8 or 9 years old, where things, if you were lucky enough to have a good childhood, like I did, the summertime was beautiful. Everything was awesome. Man, I relive those days with my kids now and make sure they have a beautiful childhood. They're going to look back on these days and it's going to go by so fast, You try to protect your kids' upbringing, So I looked at MOODENG and this flag and almost hit my target, came back down. MOODENG it's a volatile little coin. I hadn't tracked it recently, but people ask about it a lot. And now when I see it, it's always kind of like, I'm happy I don't know. It's always kind of like, I don't know, up or down or down. It's got a very erratic price action. It doesn't stay neat, like SEI and these other coins. They stay a little neater in their TA. But, that could be a nice breakout. We're getting tight. The whole market's starting to kind of get a bit of like something is revving up here. It looks like we might even get a pump tonight for Bitcoin, right? So, and we'll break down our Bitcoin update in a second, but it's just altcoin season right now, right? I got my joint. Oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. We're going back to the old screen share schedule in August. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we should be somewhere August, halfway through August. We should, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it all should come back to play. But don't stress, man. It's okay. Whatever is meant to be was meant to be. If God wanted, that's just how it is. I never fight it. I go for the flow, man, and just stay positive. I would give up everything I have to go to my kids' era to be with my parents. Wow. God bless you, Sam. God bless you. God bless everybody here on the live. Let's pray on this beautiful Sunday. May God bless us all and all our endeavors and whatever we're willing to go after in this life. As long as it's, pure, honorable, and, only helps others and ourselves. May God help us make beautiful, beautiful contributions to this world and do whatever we can for our neighbor and our friends and family. And thank you, dear Lord, for everything you've given me. May I stay blessed today. May I speak with a light tongue. May I talk with loveliness and light. And may I just be graceful around all my friends and family. Amen. Help me to become a better person every day and find all the faults and work on them. Amen. God bless you all, man. Thank you all for being here. I love you. Submitting to God was the first step in this part of my success. Once I submit, everything began to go my way, baby. Positive energy attacks positive people and makes them come together 100%. Someone says, is hype dying? What's up with the hype, right? Is everything else too hot? And people are, hype just to me looks like it's in a beautiful bull flag. Just take it its time. Let's look at it on the 3-day, though. Is it just so hot on the 3-day? Nah, near the 21. Beautiful uptrend. Is it dying? I mean, one of the greatest uptrends I've ever seen. And someone says, is it dying? That's insane, right? It's never made like a lower low in its life, and someone asks if it's dying. Looks pretty good to me. The trend is intact. Just making a flag, getting ready, good consolidation. The more you consolidate, the more of a base you make. It's like it's a foundation. Yeah, it still looks okay to me. Love you, Sam, and all the lifers. Amen. God bless you. God bless you. Amen. Thank you, Sam. Love you, buddy. Shout out to Baby Genius. And once you realize the love was the answer, you really get on a frequency you never thought possible. And things start to go your way that you never really, it's just like, wow. Right? Same with TARS AI. It's, sad, man. I wish I never put it in my portfolio. But hey, I might not say that in a couple weeks when it just rips. So it's holding a low, the high, and a higher low. Oversold in the stochastics. MACD turning. It looks good to me like it's going to pump eventually. People just don't have the patience. It's not happening when you want it, so you feel like it's dying. No. It's ready to rock. It's got to take its time. I own it, so who knows? It could go to zero too, man. I don't know. Not every coin makes it, right? Everything we do in crypto is speculative. People don't realize that, I think, because they hit so much, they think they're doing something that's not speculative. Then something speculative happens, like there's a rug pull or something, and they're like, what? I never thought. I was like, what do you mean? Like, you're trading cryptocurrencies. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Damn, look at that. Aptos had to break out of a rising wedge. Things got hot. It kind of went sideways. It did pump. It got into the muddy. Moved the stop loss to break even at that point and then get hit off. But dang, kind of a nothing burger on the trade too as well. Can we check Pepe for old time's sake? We did a deep dive on Pepe yesterday on the live. I suggest you just watch that because I'm never going to go as deep dive as I did on Pepe. So just go to Pepe from the live yesterday. Every live stream has timestamps. Go look for the name Pepe in there. You'll find it. And we spent like 5 minutes on it. We talked about where it could go. I talked about my projection in the entire market cap. We kind of drew a projection and went all that. Like, you won't get a better update. So actually, we should extrapolate. Team, take that Pepe, send that, make that a short, make that also make it maybe a standalone video. Just say Pepe analysis. Yeah, you got to, because you won't find better Pepe analysis right there. Like someone really wanted me to deep dive it yesterday in a major way, and we nailed it. We nailed it. Aptos just keeps going to the same bottom areas, right? It loves this low. It just loves this low. And, it pumps to the high almost every time. So you would suggest, okay, it's going to pump to the high. But, I mean, I don't trade that way. I think there's so many better setups that have momentum right now. They're starting to get above their 200 moving averages. This is kind of playing around. I don't know what it's waiting on, but maybe once Ethereum starts to really cook, DeFi will pick up and Aptos will make some type of flag. I don't know. Right now, you want to see it bounce at least back to the upside here, with the rest of the market to 563. If it gets there, then there's some hope. All right. If you're not speculating, are you sure you're doing it right? Shout out to my man. I love that line. That's a good line. 100%, right? God bless you, brother. Yeah, so Casper with the nice breakout out the flag to the upside. And I can see Casper doing damage to 14.9. Let's look at our baby deep book. Struggled with the dolphin dip there, right? But again, everything made these kind of lateral flags, I guess. Let's take a look at deep in a new level. But I see a cup and handle, right? I own deep. I love deep. Kind of a shoulder, head, right shoulder. A twisted head and shoulder there for deep hook protocol. I like to see it just get tight in there in that little zone and then blast. Yeah, to me, that's just basically daily consolidation. That looks absolutely lovely for a move up to 36. Maybe not, you never know. I own the coin, so I just want to make it clear. I love this coin, so I'd like to see it do damage, of course. And I have a bag in it, a big old bag in it. Deep book, man. I see big things coming for Deep, and it's only a matter of time. Like, I have I think about a $30,000 bag of Deep right now. So if Deep were to take some big market share, if Solana were to get to $400 or $500, if Deep were to really start to push, if Deep could do something like Cake did, which I believe it's very possible, and if Deep's not even at $1 billion market cap, I mean, we're in for so this could easily get to a $10 billion market cap, in my humble opinion. And it's sitting at 6.8, so I see a 10x. This could be $1.90. You know what I mean? Turn 30 grand into $300,000. Like, it's very possible. I don't think people realize. So that's what I'm looking for. And I could be wrong. Maybe I'm out of my mind. But I'm comparing this to Cake and the market makers and AERO. So you see, where I invest is the same area in different ecosystems. To me, Deep Book Protocol and AERO Drone are very similar ideas. It's an AMA, right? Automated market maker, something that you can see continue to make gains. And as that ecosystem grows, it'll grow. And so you're kind of investing in infrastructure in a way when you're buying Deep and stuff of that nature. And that's kind of what I like to game the system in that way, because you don't have to buy a coin, wait for a coin to pop. You're just buying the fact that DeFi is going to move, that the overall industry is going to progress. And if that happens, then Deep Book Protocol has to make gains, just like Cake did in the last rally. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's just my take on it. I'm soon debt-free. Thank you so much, Sam, from deep down my heart. Your streams, knowledge, and motivation have truly changed my life for the better. I can't wait to start from zero. God bless you, man. Getting out of debt. I remember when I paid off my last credit card, and it was with cryptocurrency. You know, I sold a coin that I had held for years. I got in very early, and I sold it off and took a piece of that profit to pay off my credit card, man. Yeah. Someone says Deep is on Sui, not Solana. We know that. You know what I mean? But once Solana rips, what happens is it creates a push through the entire ecosystem. Sui starts to pump, Deep starts to pump, and all the protocols start to rip. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah. Cetus is also on Solana, 100%. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, champ, can we all see Cardano? Yeah, why not? I've been in Cardano since it was a penny. Kind of crazy, right? 2 cents, something like one or 2 cents. Wow, it took a beat down, huh? Looked like it was going to make a nice flag and continue. So let's see what happened here. The bigger picture looks good, but Cardano didn't rip. That Bitcoin pullback. I guess I have like amnesia. I mean, like this, I just want to see all of the coins consolidate for the next 5 to 10 days. You know, get ready to, by the 3rd, 4th of August, get ready for the August pump. And then consolidate for a move. And that looks pretty likely. 135 Cardano. And that would be pretty awesome, right? The bigger picture is this bigger flag. I've been talking about a breakout for a long time, and we finally got it. And then you got this measured move out that flag, right? And that takes you to $1.70. So Cardano looking pretty nice by September 10th, all right? Sui gaming device looks interesting. That's going to be hot, right? Yeah, that's going to be super hot. So, okay. All right, I want to make sure that we, MAMO looks tight. So we went over a lot of coins. Make sure you take this timestamp list and go over it too as well. It'll be right here for you at the end, right? And I'll be going over token metrics as well on a deep dive. I still don't get that. Something's got me, I don't know what's going on. That's got me bugged out. Anyway, the new Solana phones will be delivered soon. Wow, that's going to be crazy. So you get a new Solana phone. That's pretty awesome, right? I like that idea right there. Very bullish. Someone says take a look at KETA. Let's take a look at KETA. KTA. $387 million market cap. It took a beat down. Yeah, I mean, it did look like it was kind of ready to bounce. It bounced off that 786 fib, did a double bottom there at 54, back at 95, right? So, I mean, almost a double up there. As you can see, we pulled the fibs, we had it going, and then this flag says it can't continue, and it's breaking out. KETA may be on its way back to the upside, and technically, you know, look, that's an uptrend. You see it? And it just touched the trend line, and once it touches the trend line, it can go on its next big journey there. Maybe onto something here with KETA. Thank you for reminding us about KETA. It's been a while. It's in this bigger uptrend, but I could see it kind of flagging out here. A little flatter. Wow, KETA. And what if it just takes a monster pump back to its all-time high? I could see it. I could really see it. The people that I got in early are still up huge. Imagine holding through that tumble, though. But we started putting KETA out at 12 cents. It rallied to 169 before. I mean, it was one of the bigger gainers we had seen from May to June. It was crazy. Did its own thing regardless of the market. And it looks like it may do it again. KETA. Stay tuned. Keep watching KETA. That thing is hot. What happened to our baby DJI? 69.30. Still holding gains. $55 million market cap is beautiful. Let's take a look. So the altcoin market seems to have stabilized almost around the board, right? We're looking at tons of different coins, and what are we getting? We're getting this kind of bigger consolidation, either a consolidation that's beginning or a consolidation that's getting tight. I mean, this thing could explode tonight into tomorrow, and this, you know, again, I do hold a bag of this coin. I like to see it at really high where it's at. This is awesome. And its high was about 8 cents and 7/10 of a cent. So, and I started looking at it when it was a $666,000 market cap. That's the night I found it. Then I wanted to look at it. I thought it was like we weren't really ready yet. Next morning, it's like 11 mil. And I put it out. Now it's done a 5x, and you know, looks like it could continue, maybe even more, maybe 8 or 9, 6 mil when I first put it out. But this thing is hot. It looks like it's going to do some serious damage to the upside. And it could also go to 0 in 2 seconds. You know, it's high risk, high reward here. That's what I'm doing. But again, just something that I bought, DJI 6930, and I'm up pretty nice right now. So let's take a look at POPCAT. I really like POPCAT. Every time I've traded it, it's done well for me. So I've got a really good taste in my mouth. It doesn't sound, but I got a really good vibe whenever I think of POPCAT, right? I'm like, yeah, that's the one for me. POPCAT, baby. You know, a lot of things came up. Then they did the collapse move. I guess you got to just, I don't know. They're in these like falling. I guess the falling wedge that broke out. Now it's kind of trying to stay off the bottom of that trend line. Kind of strange price action, right? Like you need these giant consolidations for it to make sense for me. It's a bit weird. Let's go to the daily for a second. You know, the daily makes more sense. And like we're just kind of seeing these. And we just want to get a bounce off the 200 moving average back to the top of the range, consolidate, and then this thing can explode. So this could be one of the last chances. I know it sounds crazy to buy some of the, it could be, you know, and that's high risk, high reward areas. There are areas where it could drop pretty bad on you, but it also could be that last buy zone. So POPCAT could be doing some serious damage back to the upside here. Yeah, 158% gains for POPCAT. That's on my radar. I love this coin. For trading wise, it's always been good to me. You know, I don't want to ruin that vibe. So it would be nice to kind of maybe even DCA into a nice swing position. So instead of doing a lot of lev trading, I just DCA. Like I'll put 5 racks, 5 racks, 5 racks. I'll end up having 30 racks in here. Then when it rips, I'll turn that into 90K. I'll walk away with my 60 grand. That's how I trade a lot of these coins now. I stopped becoming this like long-term holder of everything and just cycle trade them, because then they'll come back down, reset, and there'll be another cycle I can flip them on. I don't got to hold them all day long. So I stopped holding coins as much as I used to. I still have a base positions that I built, but I swing a little more than I used to. All right. Not really, no, but that's not funny. You know, like, I love my wife. But let's take a look here at what's happening here on POPCAT. I like POPCAT. And you want to be ahead of the trade. You don't want to be jumping on when everyone's talking about, because in a week or two, everyone, oh, POPCAT's hot. It'll be all over the market. It'll be the trending coin. Everyone will talk about it. But that's not when I want to be building my positions. I want to be building my positions when nobody's talking about it. All right. Sammy, do you know whatever happened to Reploy? RAI, right? Yeah, I got into that too. I still hold some RAI. A lot of coins just went down with the market. Oh, wow. But that thing just collapsed, right? Yeah, it never seems like it wanted any love at all. You know, could have been an idea that really had no backing. Could have been a team that faked it, and now they got nothing cooking. It could be real and just taking its time. And it's attempting to make the higher lows here. But yeah, struggling to get above even the 4-hour 200 moving average. So once it does that, it can begin to build. And you never know. Watch it. One day it could be back up here. You never know. If we have a good rally, it could run. But I mean, yeah. Yeah, it looks dead. Yeah, take the money and run. Keep a few bags of your favorites. 100%. Yeah. Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in and being here with the lifer. Let's take a look at our Bitcoin update. And then I'm going to jump out of here for the day and become a really nice guest to the people that are staying with me, right? Because that's what it's all about. Okay. So let's go to even the monthly, because we're about to end the month. We're very close to a monthly candle close. Very, very close. So when we look at this here, we can clearly see, right? I mean, that's going to be a beautiful monthly candle close. You know, I'll take it. Like, we'll go from there, right? 2-week chart will look pretty okay too. And then if the 1-week chart closes bullish, right, and negates the fact, that'd be awesome. We get a green candle to kind of shut up that tweezer top. And that might give us a bounce. So there's two things happening, though. We're either making a pretty nasty bear bull flag that's going to, hurt a bunch of people and liquidate everybody, and retest 108 to 109, make a beautiful flag, and continue to pump, which would be nothing wrong with that. Or we're going to go more sideways, make a sideways or an uptrending flag. Like, these are three possibilities. What's the most likely? I'd say the sideways flag here. Just because the way we have this uptrending 200, there's a chance that it could meet. It is a little far, though. So I'd say it's sideways or down. I don't know if we're going to get the uptrending flag. You see? But so far, so good. All looks interesting to me for Bitcoin, and it's not the worst. And let's just take this tonight. We'll get the weekly close, and we'll go from there. The 5-day chart, I would like to see that flip green. And the 5-day actually taught us a lot recently. And if it can flip green, then it teaches us that we're going to have more of a sideways flag. If this flips down red, then we know we're more likely going down on the, you know what I mean? This candle will teach you a lot. And you get more subtle and better at doing this as you keep doing it with your subconscious mind. Like, you start playing with your mind in ways you never thought you could. You see patterns and movements and ideas and probabilities that other people just don't even know exist because they haven't played with the microcosms of the brain that you have inside of the TA, right? And that's just really where AI will never get you. Watching someone else's, indicator, like, you got to really want to tune your mind. It's like a tuning fork. Some people that can tune their guitar right off the bat, right? Because their mind's so well tuned, they can tune the guitar, right? Like, they don't really. So the daily, we're looking for this bounce back to the top of the channel. Looks like today we might get a monster move for Bitcoin. I could see us liquidating everybody back to 120,000. And look, where's Big Red again? Who hasn't been wrong once for months and weeks. He's back at 120. Telling us that he's going to liquidate everybody at 120,000. So Big Red is sitting there ready to flash and bang and smash everybody down. All right. It's crazy. And what a liquidation, though, down to 114.7. That was crazy. Ran it right back up. Smashed anyone in there that didn't have confidence. The 108 liquidation never hit, though, which is pretty crazy. And bang. So now we could run it right back up here to 120,000. And you can see that's the level that Bookmap says we're going to. So I'm basically calling, and my system's calling, a move back to 120,000. Looks very likely. And now we got the flag, right? 4-hour flag looks nice. Wow, that all looks nice to me. Look at this flag on the 1 hour. Looks like it's about to pump. So Bitcoin, I know it's a low volume Sunday, and usually it's a sketchy time to trade, but I got to tell you, along right now with a stop on the other side of the 200 moving average on the 1 hour, just looks so scrumptious. I'm going to take it live in front of you to teach you that I'm willing to take it even on a weekend. All right, so let's take a look at the trade. We'll take a look at the 1 hour time frame. You're above the 2 hour moving average on the 4 hour, which is bullish. You're above the 1 hour 200 moving average too, as well. You're getting tight right here inside the channel. You got resistance. You got support. You got support. Okay? Tight right here inside the zone. Come up, make the move, break out possible, right? Could take its time. It could also make a right shoulder dump and just take everybody out. And that's what's likely going to happen on the weekend. Weekends, every time I trade a weekend, you almost regret it every time. But there could be a nice move to 120K, though the liquidity suggests that we can get it. So I got my system, we're above the 200, touch of the 21, consolidating. Bookmap has liquidity up there. 120,000, 528. Right? And then the stop loss is at, let's take a look. I use the long position. That's going to give you your risk to reward. Be like 117. You could even go real deep, but like below that area and still be at a 4-1. I mean, I like the trade's interesting for sure. I like that. You saw the 777s too that came out there. That was weird. So I'm in the trade here on weeks, live trading on weeks. Check it out. All right. And if you want to trade where I trade, we also have a link in the description in the pinned comment. All right. If you want to take class like I taught, and a lot of people took class, said they absolutely loved it. We got a lot of good reviews on class yet again. Jump on in. Hit the QR code to jump into class. I teach it the last Saturday of every month. So that means the next time I teach class will be, drumroll please, August 30th. All right? August 30th will be the last time, will not be the last time, but will be the next time I teach class. All right? We just got class done on the 26th of June. Unbelievable. Everybody, that's the call for me. I made a live trade on Bitcoin. I gave you my live trade yesterday on Ethereum. It panned out pretty well so far, so good. I'll be back sometime tonight, maybe about 10 p.m., 8 p.m., hopefully at 8 to 8:30, same time. We'll break down the weekly close. We'll have some fun. We'll show you the trades, and we'll have a blast. So I love you all. Thank you so much for jumping on in with the Lifer. I greatly appreciate you all, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Stay blessed, stay amazing. Be with your kids if they're home from school. This is the time, man. We only have our kids really from think about it, from they're 1 year old to 18. And they hang out with their friends sometimes. They go on play dates and all that. So then how many days do you all really hang out with your kids? Even if I'm always there. And I still feel like it was never enough, right? So do your best. Have a blast. Love your family. And I believe God will take care of you and all things will be well, man. I love you all. Thank you so much for all your support, love, all the super chats and everything. And just have a great day. Stay blessed, stay amazing. Keep your head up. Let me just take a look at the super chats. Pepe, Brett on the daily. Sam, can you check SPX? All right. Hold on. I just got to do some super chats real fast. Why not? SPX 6900. SXP, sorry. SPX 69. I got it right. Yeah. This thing is just amazing going to that 2 billion. And look, last time I put it in a flag, said it was going to break out, and it did exactly that. Stop loss to break even. I don't know why the target's so small. But that thing's ripping. And this thing just continues. Anytime we put it out, and it bottomed there at 28 cents. Wow, to go all the way to, it just almost did a 10x again from that lower area. What a strong coin. And I see DJI 6930 following this entire movement here. So now what? I mean, now, well, it's getting pretty high. So you'd have to look at it on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour time frame. Start to kind of flag it out again. The market's looking frothy, so things that are already hot may just continue to rip. It's got an inverted head and shoulder in there. You see that? Nice measured move. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. I see it headed up to a new high of 298. That thing looks like it's going to moon. So I could be wrong. I'm just a crypto lifer. What do I know? Let's take a look at Brett on the daily. I had such a good outro. I was out. I was on my way out. I was done, right? But then I'm like, oh, man, I got to do. Can't leave people hanging. That's what I've always learned, man. Everybody's you. So, like, you got to treat everyone like you. If you sit there through a super chat, how would you feel if it didn't get done? You'd be like, dang, man, he didn't do my super chat. So I never want someone to feel that way, and I know how it feels. I've given a super chat that didn't get answered before, and it's kind of, I'll be honest, it's not a fun feeling. It's like, dang, I just spent money on this guy. And again, it's not guaranteed that anyone's ever going to recognize you, so we should always just give, acting like who knows what will happen, you know. But at the same time, like, it's like, hey, isn't that the deal? I give a super chat, right? So shout out to everyone that did super chat me today. Know the Truth, Toby Boy, Crypto God, Sun Home, Riviera Maya, and Jaff Crypto, man. We love you all. Thank you so much for being here. Bread on the 4 hour is bread on the daily. We just see it consolidating. Just like I see a lot of coins, same kind of idea here. And I just want to see it bounce, make that inverted head and shoulder, consolidate, and then it looks like, again, by August 1st or 2nd, some big rally comes for these altcoins. Everybody, I love you. The secret to success is getting started.
Stars from another time, we're leaving now into the clouds. I'll take you anywhere, just tell me I'll be there. We don't need a plan, I like it unprepared. Whatever comes our way, we'll stay the fuck again. So dream, dream on.